Communication is a really strong point for Tekken so far. I mean, I feel like since Tekken has released, there has not been any slowdown from the team, from the X account, from anywhere in terms of how they go about communicating with the player base. And not only just from that perspective, but the options they've given the player base to communicate with them. So I think above all else, Tekken has to and deserves praise for that. Now, the recently concluded Tekken Talk, and I mean, you guys gonna hear this later, but I'm literally talking about like the Tekken Talk finished like 6 minutes ago. Gave us so many things to not only look forward to, but so many things that we should really be happy is happening. So first things first, everybody's fear, I guess, could rest a bit. So the new shop is coming out with DLC costumes. Obviously, we knew that this would happen, I guess, in terms of selling classic costumes. There were hints that some Tekken Tag 2 costumes were actually coming out board, being that some people's videos were being flagged because of mods that they were putting in, and they were being removed because of, let's say, a particular costume like Jun's Tekken Tag 2 costume. Somebody modded it into the game. That video was then removed because guess what? Jun's costume is actually coming to the game via the Tekken shop. So we have these new shops that are going to be soon implemented with these costumes, and currently the current price that we're seeing is $3.99 per costume, right? It's going to be purchased with premium currency, so premium Tekken currency, but the equivalent ratio looks like it's 100 Tekken dollars, whatever it's going to be called, to $1 US. No, that would mean a DLC costume is approximately $4 US, $3.99. Tax on whatever comes in, so you know we could be a bit above it. Bro, this is great considering what is happening in other fighting games. In Street Fighter 6, where you're basically paying $10 for a $5 skin. In Mortal Kombat, which had the $10 skins out there, there was 1,000 dragon crystals for that skin. This is looking really good from a competitive price standpoint. So Tekken is already somehow scoring even more victory points in that regard. Some people are already complaining, $4 for a skin. I mean, like at this point, bro, like we know that you have to pay extra money for it. You're not complaining in a game that already has offered you so much customization. You don't have to, I always say this, whether it's Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, you don't have to buy this, alright? But that is a good price point. So they actually showed us more Eddy footage from the Tekken Talk, but not only did we get to see Eddy footage, we actually got to learn more about changes that are going to be coming to the heat system or the heat mechanic. So there will be special indicators that are actually close to the heat gauge that would indicate whatever special properties that characters have when they are either in heat, or what additional properties they have or buffs that they gain from moves. So Eddy has a move where after completing a successful combo or perhaps particular strings and transitioning between his stances, he kind of gains this green aura around him, kind of like a mini power up. And there's one additional number, so the number actually adds up. So kind of like how Street Fighter has the medal stacks for Manon or the drink stacks for Jamie, or other games where there's a visual indicator of a certain thing being at a different level. So we're gonna get those visual updates for characters soon to come, and most of these updates are planned for the end of February or early March. So then after that, we have a potential character screen update. Now, we've actually seen people mod this in already, where they were taking out Kazuya and putting in their own characters. I think that was available in the illegal versions, or when people got the demo, they were doing all sorts of things with the demo, right? So there is a potential update incoming for us to customize that screen and put whoever we want. Perhaps put your main character. Perhaps for some of you, I know who y'all gonna be putting up there so you could get some zooms your dream is gonna come true eventually. So you could get all the shots and different angles of that character from that screen. So we're gonna be seeing Super Ghost versus Super Ghost. So I guess we could have some chicken-esque fights. We could, get your ghost ready and you're telling somebody, yo, my ghost is properly trained, get ready for a ghost battle, and you duke it out with your ghost. Now this kind of reminds me of something similar in Smash, where you could train your amiibos. They were basically like ghost fighters because they learn from you, and then you level them up, and they would replicate certain things that you do. Obviously they would already have some pre-programmed bits to it that gets improved with each level, but I don't think there has been a game with this advanced AI learning as much as Tekken. So that could possibly be some cool content coming, like my ghost is undefeatable because your ghost simply cannot deal with my ghost, and everything like that is coming. We've got photo mode also incoming. Y'all know, this is amazing because I see that the PC gamers, obviously, they could just mod in and get a free cam mode. They eat good over there because they could get all these shots and potential thumbnails. Obviously, we have the photo mode, which I believe is really good. You could get your characters posing and allow them to be used as a perfect thumbnail. As a content creator myself, this is perfect for me because that would mean we can get even more interesting thumbnails with this new photo mode coming, and I hope it's done within a well kind of structured form. But with that photo mode, we've also got the online training coming. So it's a case where two people can boot up the game, be in the same practice room and train. So you've got that live training coming. It's not a case where you and your friend want to, get better at the game and y'all have to potentially just constantly be fighting. So that also adds to that online experience. The online offering has even more in terms of how you can improve, how you can get better at this game. Let me tell you something, this Tekken Talk was packed, but they had to confirm this last part for us, which speaks about the DLC story and potential DLC character episodes. Now, I was actually, just talking to myself the other day, and I was like, yo, they can't just add DLC characters without putting in the DLC character episodes, right? I want to see cinematics for all of these characters. I want to make sure that they don't just feel like an addition to the game, as here's an additional thing you can play with, but they actually feel like here's an additional character. They come with their story, you understand where their place is in the Tekken 8 timeline and everything like that, which means that potential characters that some people were speculating were left out, like Miguel, because of his story kind of directly contradicting with Jin's whole or the whole world viewing Jin as the savior. Miguel's storyline may have been a direct contradiction to that because Broski really hates his guts. But they could do something very interesting with it because this DLC story could be, and I'm talking about Miguel's character episode in particular, could be after the events of Tekken 8 because Miguel made it very clear that he doesn't want to beat Jin when he's all depressed and sad. He wants this man to grasp happiness. He wants him to be like, you know what, there's a reason to live, and then Miguel is just gonna pop in and say, nah, there are no reasons to live. I am your breaker. So we've got this potential thing that could unravel itself from potential DLC stories and of course potential character episodes. But I must give praise where praise is due. Tekken is communicating. I mean, we are months away from Eddy being released, and we're already getting more footage. We've already seen some gameplay from him. You could also check out the end. It more so comes down to the end of the Tekken Talk, where you could see where they kind of go into the character a bit more, speak about how he's much different from his previous iterations, look at his alternate costumes and so, because this is a strong point for Tekken. They are on a path, they are on a mission to make essentially the best accessible fighting game, the best fighting game on a whole, and most importantly, just making a good product. I think why I like Tekken 8 structure so far and the way that the team is going about it, it feels very business-like, but not business-like like in terms of like corporate greed that we always associate when we hear business-like, but more so, dude, like there are other product offerings there. Here's why we stand out. Here's why you should buy our product in comparison to the competitors. It feels very strategic in the way that they communicate, the way they disperse information, and the way that they're going about making the game better, you know. I enjoyed that Tekken Talk. I mean, I kind of wake up early anyways, but I was kind of surprised that it was this early. I forgot what time it would be, and then getting to see a piece of it and then going back to see the rest was really great. And wow, we are in for a wild ride with Tekken 8 this year and for the many years that this game will be supported. Tekken is cooking. But that's all I want to talk to you about in today's video, guys. Let me know what you would like to see more coming from Tekken 8 in the future. Let me know what's your favorite part of the Tekken Talk. For me personally, I just like to see these classic costumes because it means that certain characters are gonna get those iconic looks that we all know and love and currently miss in the game. And I just can't wait for what else and what future Tekken Talks that they have for us and how they will improve that format. But I'll see you guys in the next video. And until then, stay gaming.